Okay, so next we have sweeps, and this is where it gets really fun. There's a lot of sweeps. I cannot get through all of them, but I'm just showing you a variety of a couple. Hopefully you find one that you like. Different body types will work a little bit better for some sweeps, and depends on who your partner is, okay? What I have seen is butterfly is a pretty versatile guard, so you can use it for the transitions and maybe hit a guard that you like better, but there's a lot of really good sweeps in butterfly guard for you. So we're gonna start with the classic butterfly sweep, and you're starting in your posture again. If Ozzy doesn't like these underhooks, he's gonna weave his hand in, and this is a problem. His hand will start to come in, his head will start to come in, and then he's gonna start to drive me flat, and I have to work again from there to back to here. So once I recognize Ozzy's going on this side, I put that hand on the floor and I give a little scoot up to the side. So now my knee is in front of his knee instead of being up here. So this helps make my sweep a little bit tighter. I'm gonna grab onto his elbow, and where my knee is, right here on the mat, I want my shoulder to go right here. So I'm going to roll to the side, up, and then sweep. I can go to mount, I can go to katakesatami, it's kind of your choice. Most people will go to a katakesatami position because it's a little bit easier to follow through than the mount for this particular sweep. So again, you have your position, he's working that underhook, that's fine. One thing to watch out for, several things to watch out for. Try to avoid going straight back and then trying to sweep. Guys that are good at their base will either widen their base, or if you do this, will actually pass your guard. They'll see it coming. There's a really, really cool guard pass that you should ask me about sometime. Works really, really well. So try not to fall straight back. This is extending myself. So this is a bit of a challenge. So when we do that little drill where we pull the knees in, we sit back, scoot in. This angle is always very, very small. I never want to be stretched out. That's a problem. I'm going to work my abs. I'm going to get tired. So when you fall backwards, you're really helping him out. Even though you have underhooks, you're helping him out. And this idea of sweeping him sideways doesn't work very well. Another thing is I mentioned, make sure you put your shoulder on the floor. So some guys get their angle out very well, but when they go to sweep, they fall back. Again, I'm opening up that angle between my knee and my shoulder is really, really big. I'm stretching out too much of Ozzy's weight. So when I have that grip, I want my shoulder on the floor as close to the knee as I can. I'm gonna turn a little bit. I want to get some extension, so I'm going to go here. Sometimes this foot will go through to make the sweep a little bit tighter. So as I go to sweep, there, it'll go through my leg, and I lift this leg up. So I don't need Ozzy for this part just yet. As I go, I'm gonna go through, and I kick onto my toes. So my toes are on the floor. If my toes are on the floor, I can lift my leg much higher. If I put my knee on the floor, there's only so much height I can get. But as soon as I go to my toes, there, I gain an extra foot of stretching out. So that's one's a really, really important one, is getting the toes on the floor and hitting that angle to the side. So try not to load them up on top of you. Try to make it a little ball where you can roll them sideways. Now, although it works a lot, that sweep is really, really good. A lot of people start to stifle it by just hunkering down and sitting. So I'm with Ozzy, and he's sitting back. I'm having a hard time pulling forward. He's expecting that sweep because probably he's smart and he feels that tension. So this is a good thing to take advantage of. If I'm pulling, just to knock him backwards. Now, we have to be a little careful of his ankles and their knees. That might hurt this idea of going back. So we're gonna try and drive a little bit of angle off to the side. And it's a little bit of a feeling, but a lot of pulling. It's called like a backbreaker. So when you're in and you're pulling, okay, I'm gonna pull back and drive my head into his shoulder, and you see my foot's already going through underneath me. To drive through. And now I'm just turning Ozzy so I don't have to go over his ankle. So the motion here is I have this, I'm pulling, he's hunking back, or hunkering down, hunching back. As I pull, if I can get my hands together, great, but I want to push my head in, and foot comes in underneath. And then I'll try to turn him. I have big feet. Sometimes they're so big, it stops that range of motion, and it jams them up so they can't follow the pass through. The times they go at the angle works much better. Usually, I don't do it on purpose. It hurts my back, and I'm trying to stay there. but I'm long, so it defends it a little bit. If they go at an angle, it works a little bit better. So we have a couple guys in the club that are really good at doing this one, but when they do it to me, they cut angles off to the side, okay? So, one more time. I'm pulling the, oh, there you go. Now, you can see I definitely favor one side, and for the reason why is I have an injury on this knee, so following up on this side is unpleasant for me right now. I'm still working through it, but going on this side is easier. So the side you go to might be depending on what's going on with your body right now. Okay, next one is going to be a little bit of crisscross action. The first one was a spin. Next one I dump them back. Now I'm going to kick them backwards at a 45-degree angle. So I don't want to go straight back. I want to go backwards this way. So I have my underhooks. I pull Aussie, or maybe I'm even here and I'm flat. I pull Aussie up and I drive back this way. And now I keep my hooks in. He's grabbing my head. He doesn't want him to get me up, so he's going to try and drive into me. And I can use this to sweep him back. So I am relying on his body weight, okay? Collapsing me. And I'm going to give him a little bit more of a reason why right now. He might not want to drive in, or he might not be so fixated on driving in, but I'm actually going to put a lot of pressure on his elbow here now. So when I have it, or here, because I usually end up getting it from here anyways, kick forward, kick out, and then hand comes up for that reverse arm bar. Now, he might tap, but one of the things he wants to do is turn his arm and turn in, right? So he's protecting his elbow. So he's trying to drive in, protect it, up, sweep, and then maybe you get your Americana, or at least you got your mount. I like this one a lot. I love my reverse arm bar, and I'm gonna get more details about it in a moment for you guys. But this one works really well, this crisscross action. So I'm going this way, and I'm gonna end up sweeping him over here. So it's a little bit of a curve, but it is relying on the fact that he's turning his arm. So we have to be kind of firm with the pressure. So here, back, I shut that arm up, slide back. Oh, he's defending now. Oh, now I'm gonna go to this one because his elbow slipped out. Hand to the armpit, and I scoop underneath him. Bring my knees in, and sweep him up. Oh, and now it's gonna be an arm bar, just the way I landed. So I didn't really get into that. It's like kind of a bonus one I didn't mean to show, but if you're ever able to drag this arm, or I'm going for that reverse arm bar and he collapses his arm, pull it through, grab my elbows on the floor so I can scoot in. As I scoot in, my knees come in and up to load him up. Maybe I take his back, or maybe I throw him over, okay? So that's gonna be a little bit on you. Granted, like, I know there's a lot of information in here. You're just gonna find at least one thing you like, and probably a few more. And there's a lot of stuff out there. Moving on, there's still more. There's a really, really cool Chimera sweep. So you get this position here. If I want to grab Aussie, I'm gonna push Aussie, because now he's gonna want to extend his arms to try and hold on. And I'm gonna get my grip on his sleeve. Okay, just gonna roll it up. Now you can go here, or you can go cross-side. I prefer cross-side, but it really depends on you, what you like. Okay, I'm gonna grab underneath, foot on the hip, I'm gonna bend his arm, I'm gonna roll underneath Aussie. There we go. Now I have a nice Chimera. All I have to do to finish the Chimera is push his hand down, keep the grip. I'm keeping this grip, pushing the hand down, and I just put my weight on Aussie. Okay, so this is a Chimera. But it's also a sweep. You can do it from standing too, by the way. Some of the guys in the club are really, they like the idea of this stand-up sweep. So it's the exact same thing, but just standing. You have your grip, you go underneath, foot on the hip, and I need his arm bent a bit. I just want, so that's why I'm lifting this elbow up high. Push, kick the leg through, and I punch the hand as I dive. I follow the path of my hand with my head underneath. There you go, and on top. You can make it an arm bar, but it's probably gonna be a Chimera. Okay? So it's a fun one to play with. Catches guys off in the club. One of the reasons why is when you start rolling, you get this thing a lot, and you just kind of play from here. So Aussie might not pick up on the idea like, holy cow, I got a really good start on my butterfly guard. And then you just get this hand fighting. Maybe I pull in this hand, and he pushes with this hand to break this grip. Yeah, thank you, that's what I wanted. So, there you go. It does take up a little room. Got to make sure we don't hit the camera. So, and that's why I'm looking around a bit. One more sweep of many. Okay, I don't have time for lots. Double sleeves. If If you have one sleeve, great. If he's pulling away from one sleeve and he's pulling away, you can always do this and cut through, right? So if I can't get my grips, maybe I can change the position I'm in. Both sleeves. This one's not too bad to get, but it's easier to start seated than on your back. So this is a fun one, and here you go. Okay, the balloon, the butterfly balloon. It is, you can do it slow, but you don't need to. It's definitely more fun to do it fast. I have my grips. I have space with my butt to my feet. I scoot in and I pull forward. As I pull, I bring my knees in to lift Ozzy up. And once I get here, I drop one hand down to my hip. And then, whoa. It's actually pretty easy for Ozzy for falling. As long as he accepts the idea that he's rolling, he should shoulder roll with it and not land on his face. It's a fun sweep. I haven't done it for a little while just because honestly I forgot about it. Doing some rolling today, hit it 3 times in 5 minutes. It's a great, easy sweep to do. And the guy rolling was a good guy. It's just, it's one you don't see very often. So it's easy to catch them unaware and then, you know, build your confidence and build it up a few times. So this grip, they might try to push on your shoulders because they don't think about this. There, thank you. Up, whoop, this time, this way, all the way to mount. Try to keep your hooks if you can. Watch you don't get caught in a half guard, okay? Try to keep your hooks and then drop to mount once you're ready to bring your hooks out. So one more time from this angle here. Whoop! And then Ozzy almost rolled over the wrong side of his head on that one. So that's where we have to be careful with our training partners. We don't want them to get kind of messed up and post with your head. So be mindful, be careful about it. Keep in mind, I'm also bringing the hand around. I'm not punching straight down. I'm doing this, and you'll see this position a lot in jiu-jitsu. One of them, if I broom sweep Ozzy, good, you just stand up. Boom, and he goes backwards. And he sits up to block me. And I spin, and I bring my knee in, freeze. I grab his foot. I don't pull his foot this way. I bring his foot around to roll him, okay? So you'll see this idea a couple times in jiu-jitsu. It's easier to move the person around than it is to lift, okay? So it's a good little thing to think about.